在我前。他坐在我前。哎呀，他要坐哪里了？你可以坐右边一格吗？不好意思，因为我想要拍照。
好，这样好。
好，谢谢。
Good morning, everyone. This is MT News Search. I'm Dr. T. Recently, there's been much discussion about an outbreak last month of a new virus, MARS, and how it was successfully isolated from Hospital X. So, today we have two guests. Mr. Wang, a professional clinical laboratory scientist, and Ms. Tai, a new face in MT. So, do you guys have anything to say about this news report?
These reports are totally unfair. Clinical laboratory scientists put so much effort into isolating the virus, but you don't see their names being mentioned anywhere. They are risking their life to do so.
So, Mr. Wang, also being a laboratory scientist, do you happen to know who this anonymous hero is?
Yes, he happens to be my colleague. And I saw him trying different mediums and cell lines, spending day and night to isolate the virus. To speak the truth, there are many anonymous heroes in the hospital, devoting every day to service everyone. Clinical laboratory scientists work silently without their efforts being noticed at all.
Well said. Most civilians only know that there are doctors, nurses, and pharmacists in a hospital, but rarely do they notice clinical laboratory scientists or medical technologists. So, today we're going to look deeper into the field of medicine, the core value of a clinical laboratory scientist. Where do they stand in a hospital, and what are their values? Mr. Wang?
Clinical laboratory scientists' core value, huh? Actually, it's simple. 5 letters. M, R, S, A.
I know. Do you mean methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus?
No, you silly girl. We're talking about core value right now, not bacteria. As I was saying, MRSAU, meaning mission, responsibility, specialty, assistance, and uniqueness. These 5 points are the core value of clinical laboratory scientists.
So it's just like the clinical laboratory scientist from the news report. He risked his life to isolate Mars. Now that's the sense of mission.
And it's not only during epidemic outbreaks that clinical laboratory scientists are valuable. It is every day, when they come in contact with patient specimens, which may mean danger of infection. Moreover, only clinical laboratory scientists have the right to access patient sample, so no matter how risky it may be, they never turn away. Of course, there are many safety precautions. Anyway, the main purpose is to complete their mission safely.
So, now that we know what M stands for, I ask you, Ms. Tai, what does R stand for?
According to Mr. Wang, R stands for responsibility, which means to take precaution in handling every sample, to be responsible to the final result, and to protect patients' privacy by not ever leaking their personal information. For example, every manual test are all triple checked to ensure no mistake is made. All these have been emphasized by our senior during internship.
Clinical laboratory scientists' role is to provide laboratory results in a timely manner. And there are many safeguards to ensure accuracy, like experimental controls, calibration of laboratory instruments, data checks, and periodic surveys from accreditation organization. Also, we have to follow rules of CLSI in doing our job.
So, clinical laboratory scientists need professional knowledge and experienced technology handling to conduct an accurate report. Now that's S, or specialty. But how exactly do you achieve specialty?
When we were students, we learn professional knowledge from school and basic skill from experiment class. Then, we put what we have learned into actual practice during internship. It is important for a clinical laboratory to maintain its consistency of test result. So, during internship, our senior train us to acquire the same test result as them, or at least a title not above or below 1.
Before one can become an actual clinical laboratory scientist, he or she has to go through a long road of training and service education. Even after you become an professional technologist, you still have to constantly access new, fresh knowledge and learn new technology to remain on the medical frontier. Also, clinical laboratory scientists have to learn to interpret results. For example, in OPD, the laboratory results in urine test strip and urine sedimentation must match with each other. Ms. Tai,
Yes?
can you provide us another example?
Of course. If someone sends urine specimen to test for rotavirus infection, you should reject it and request for stool sample. This is because rotavirus is a pathogen for intestinal system but not urinary system.
You did your homework well.
Thank you.
Good. So I see. Professional laboratory scientists are not just people who know their ways around machines. Don't get that wrong, people. Okay, so, but what are the clinical laboratory scientists in the healthcare system? Like, what's their part in that play?
In short, the medical report that we send help doctors to diagnose disease.
Right on, that's our A for assistance. For example, a patient comes with high fever due to bacteremia. But which bacteria is the actual pathogen? We have to identify it, because bacteria are treated differently. As we know, antibiotics for treating gram-positive bacteria does not work as well to gram-negative.
I think the point is doctors and clinical laboratory scientists or medical technologies need to maintain a trustworthy relationship through proper communication.
Just like the PFT medical technologists in the hospital I service. They have given the service there for over 10 years. Doctors trust the results they file and does not worry about faulty conduction of tests.
So, to conclude all that has been said today, we've learned 5 letters. M.
Mission.
R.
Responsibility.
N.
Mission.
Yes, okay. Now, S.
Specialty.
And A.
Assistant.
And these in turn gives the core value of a laboratory scientist. Wait. Scratch that. I forgot uniqueness. Okay. Uniqueness for you. So MRSA achieved their uniqueness, which in turn gives the core value of a clinical laboratory scientist. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Please join us again on MT News Search. Goodbye, everyone.